Joining me now is Charlie Hurt, Washington Times opinion editor and Fox News contributor. Also here is Kira Davis, editor-at-large of Red State. Charlie, is that right? Is Kamala's biggest problem the fact that she's Kamala?
I think that's a very fair assessment. And of course, obviously, we have to take everything with a grain of salt. Anything that the New York Times reports for the rest of history, I automatically doubt and presume that it's made up because that's what they do. But knowing politicians, knowing Joe Biden, knowing Kamala Harris, I believe every word of this stuff. Somehow they managed to get something right here. So I believe every word of this. And what's really shocking right there is that quote from Bedingfeld, where she's talking about all of the ways that Kamala Harris was a disaster in her Senate office and in the campaign, and yet Joe Biden picked her as his vice president. It tells you all you need to know, obviously, about Kamala Harris, but it also tells you all you need to know about Joe Biden, and then the fact that they're now backstabbing one another inside the White House and trying to pull the rug out from underneath Kamala Harris in the White House tells you all you need to know about the people that Joe Biden hires and surrounds himself with.
All right, Kira, here's another excerpt from the book, according to Politico. Harris dispatched Tina Flournoy to talk to top Biden advisor Anita Dunn to convey displeasure that White House staff was not standing up for Harris when she entered the room the way they did for the President Biden. The vice president took it as a sign of disrespect. Kira, the easiest way to lose respect is to so pathetically demand it.
I swear, Janine, this is Veep. This is Veep in real life. This is exactly what I would expect the lead character in Veep to do. I mean, of all the things that she's worried about, people standing up when she walks into the room, how about the border? How about all of those promises you made to your constituents running? Oh, we're going to forgive student loans. Oh, we're going to bring back America. Everything is worse. Everything sucks right now. And Kamala's main priority is, are people standing enough for me? Are people respecting me enough when I walk in the room? You know, it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's just another sign of how completely chaotic and insane this administration is. And I think people on both sides of the ideological fence can agree. This woman is a mess.
Well, she's a mess and she's an embarrassment. But Charlie, speaking of the border, here's another excerpt from the book. Politico reports, quote, the authors recounted a meeting with Congressional Black Caucus leaders in mid-April in which Biden heaped praise on Harris, but also said he'd given her the important task of handling immigration and that she would do, quote, a hell of a job. The vice president actually corrects him at once, the authors report. Excuse me, she said, it's the Northern Triangle, not immigration, close quote. Charlie, this woman is an embarrassment.
Yeah, she really is, and I think I think Kira is exactly right about this. This is, you know, the catastrophes that we're witnessing domestically in this country right now have nothing to do with Republicans or Democrats. Everybody is feeling it. Everybody knows it. And I think that's why you're starting to see a real schism among Democrats in Congress, in Washington, who are really frightened by this administration and frightened by the behavior, quite frankly, bizarre behavior of Kamala Harris, the cackling about Ukrainian refugees, the correcting Joe Biden about immigration, the refusal to go to the border, the refusal to fix the problem, for example. You know, all of these things are and you're starting to see rats jump the ship.
Well, you know, Kira, it's kind of interesting that, you know, she's almost an insurance policy for Joe Biden in the sense that no one will talk about the 25th Amendment or any kind of impeachment because they know what they're going to get. So she's like a real good insurance policy. But one last thing, Politico reports the book also reveals this bit of palace intrigue. Quote, some of Harris's advisors believe the president's almost entirely White House inner circle did not show the vice president the respect she deserved. Kira, this seems to imply that Team Kamala thinks that Biden is racist?
I mean, I think Biden maybe has some race issues. I mean, I've often wondered what went on behind closed doors with the Obama administration. I mean, imagine what Michelle and Barack Obama had to put up with now that we've seen Joe Biden when he can really speak his mind. But I don't think race is an issue here, to be honest. She's not a good politician. I mean, and that's saying something when the president of the United States is Joe Biden. She is a terrible politician. I've never seen anyone worse at their job than her. So I don't know if he hoped that she would be better or if they were just setting her up to be the fall guy. I have no idea. But the result is that she's actually an embarrassment on the international scene. And frankly, as a black woman, I think she's an embarrassment to the legacy of what it's supposed to mean to be, you know, the first woman of color in office. I mean, it's an embarrassment all the way around. I just don't think you can get away from that.
All right, Charlie and Kira, thanks so much for being with us tonight.